What is up, everyone? Phil here, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. Today, I'm still sick, as if you can't tell from how I sound, right? But today we got some game news to cover. We got an update, obviously, on my health. We got an update on everything going on this week. The big conclusion to Fallout 4 is finally today, and more. So I hope that you will join me for the show. Oh my God, listen to this. Great. I hope that you will stick around and join me for the show, despite the fact that I will sound so gross. All right, see you in a sec. Alrighty, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is Tuesday, the 30th of July, 2024. I'm DSP, and I'm like 50% functional, I guess I could say. Seriously. Ugh. So, as an update, which I'm sure you can hear, my symptoms have progressed with this bad head cold. At this point, now I have head congestion, constant runny nose, and throat gunk constantly, which causing me to cough. I did take some medicine this morning to try to help clear this up, but man, last night was not good. So basically, my wife and I went to bed early because she had to work early today, and I already wasn't feeling good. And I'd say I'd slept a good amount of the night, I would say. Like, I probably slept till like 5 in the morning, maybe 6. So it was a good few hours, good, probably 5 hours of good solid sleep. And then I woke up and Jasper was awake, making noise, trying to get me up. And I'm like, oh, Jasper, why are you waking me up at 5 in the morning? There's no reason to be up right now. And what happened was all my symptoms shifted to the next level. So previously, my symptoms had been constant runny nose and some gunk in my throat, but it wasn't necessarily like making me cough. It was just in there, and I had to clear it every once in a while. Well, now it went to full double nostril congestion and the gunk in my throat now accumulating constantly. So I basically couldn't breathe. And I'm like, now how am I going to get back to sleep? So I spent like an hour uncomfortably shifting around trying to figure out how to sleep. While Jasper Kitty was trying to get my attention, I kept telling him, no, I'm not staying awake, Jasper. I'm sick. I don't feel good. And then finally I realized, oh yeah, what did I used to do? When I was younger and I would always have bad head congestion, I would prop myself up on a bunch of pillows and just kind of sit up. Because that makes it easier to breathe. If you can't breathe through your nose, you can at least breathe through your mouth. So I did that, and no lie, within like 15 minutes, I had passed out asleep. I was like, oh, good. So it actually worked, So I did finally get back to rest, but I had lost a bunch of sleep, and, I'm just not feeling good. I'm feeling very worn out right now. This morning I took a shower, and basically I'm in the shower for like 20 minutes, like a hot shower, because I'm trying to get the hot moisture to clear everything up, right? And finally, when I'm just about to get out of the shower, the gunk in my throat breaks. And I'm like, oh, I can clear my throat. This is excellent. It was so stuck in there all night. And then I came downstairs to have my breakfast. And as I was having my bagel, I took some Robitussin, which is supposed to be everything for the chest and throat. So hopefully, it won't be a big deal today. It won't be accumulating. I'll be able to clear my throat when I need to. But, it's a rough one. Especially I would love to have more time off, but I can't. I had the one day off, and I got to be here. My wife's working. I got to be working. That's just life. When you own your own business, right? And you don't have backups, you're a streamer like me and you're not rich, right? You don't have thousands of dollars of accumulated extra wealth to make up for days when you're sick. You got to be here, right? So, yeah. So I hope that you guys, are okay with me sounding so bad today. All right. But what I want to say before we even get started, I want to welcome back Jade. Jade is back after having been gone for almost 2 weeks. Jade has returned, and I'm just reading some of the things Jade is saying. Says, I'm home now. The doc says to chill for 6 weeks. Yeah, Jade, we missed you, man. We did. Like, you're a regular, and you're a positive person in the chat, and we all missed you. We were all wondering what happened to you, and then, you know, we got the update. We've all been praying for you, so welcome back to Jade, and hopefully you'll have a quick recovery there on your end as well, all right? So, toughing through this, guys, and, you know, just to forewarn everyone, kitty on the floor, just to forewarn everyone, you know I'm going to be blowing my nose all day. You know I'm going to be clearing my throat all day. There's nothing I can do about this. I feel bad, and, you know, I'm going to do my best to put out content for you when, when I'm like this. Okay? Ugh. So, oh my God. So, what a great podcast this is going to be, huh? I'll try to get through this. So, what's going on? Well, today we returned to gameplay. Yesterday was React Day. Great React Day. Great clips on the DSP versus the Internet show. Good progress in the Mario and Sonic Olympic Games co-op that we did over on DSP Throwback as a retro React. Looking like next week we will finish that. So it'll be perfect because that's the end of the Olympics next weekend, right? So it'll be perfect to time it with that. And you know, good stuff coming up on both channels. I hope that you'll check out the videos as they go live over the course of the week. Outside of that, you know, today we're back to gameplay. So what are we doing today? First of all, you may notice something. Look how different the stream looks, right? Look how different the colors are, how they pop. It's so crazy different to have this new camera that has such great color balance. You know what I mean? Like, this camera is outstanding compared to the old one. The old one, it didn't even look green. The old one, it just kind of looked like a weird, like, Minter seafoam. Here we actually have a nice green color in the background, and all my LED lights will look like this, like nice crisp colors moving forward because the camera is so good. So, hope you enjoy it. I figured for the finale of Fallout, I would go all out and kind of go on a trip down memory lane, do all the different Fallout playthroughs that I've done. Of course, now, next time I play Fallout, we'll have to add a new one here for Spoon, the 2024 Fallout 4 playthrough with Spoon, right? So, wait a minute. Nothing there, but that side was, it's disgusting. Anyway, so, yes, Fallout 4 will finish today. And we're basically right at that critical point, are we not? Don't we have to make our decision? I think we're at the point where we have to make a decision. Do we keep helping the Institute, or do we go back to one of the other factions and ally with them and see how it ends? I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're near it, and, you know, we'll definitely beat it today. There's just not that much left in the game. Even no matter what ending we pick, each ending is only about an hour long, if I remember correctly. They're not very lengthy. So, we'll definitely wrap up the playthrough today. It definitely needs to end. I mean, I've been doing this playthrough since, what, April, May? I think it was like late April, early May when the show came out on Prime Video. So, yeah. Excuse me. So, now I'm burping, too. Wow, it's just like everything. I'm coughing. Oh, my God. This is bad. This is a disgusting podcast. I'm revolted by myself. I'm very sorry, everyone. I apologize. I'm so rough around the edges today. I mean, hell, I'm also rough right in the middle, too. Like, everything's rough today, right? Anyway. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing it because, let's be honest, the hype for Fallout is dead, right? It was 3+ months ago where everyone was excited for it. It's very dead. And, you know, it's time to move on and do other things. So I'm happy to do that. We have other things to work on. You know what I mean? Like, we have other games to play and everything. And more than enough to do for the next 3 weeks until new releases start coming out. So I'm happy to end the Fallout 4 playthrough today with all of you. Nice chill atmosphere. And move on. So that's cool. By the way, one thing I should bring up. With this new camera, I know it looks better. I have a different lighting now. I'm not using the brighter light. I'm using an LED. It's LED instead of, it used to be the daylight, which kind of looks like almost like those bulbs. You know those bulbs that, what are they called? They're not LED bulbs that are the whiter light, but they're the ones that are more yellowish. I think they call them like daylight or sunlight. Like that's the setting that I was using on this ring light for like a year and a half. But now with this new webcam, I actually use LED, but the LED light is so bright, I can lower it. And I lowered it like 2-3 clicks. So now it's actually darker in here, which actually is nice. It's actually not as irritating on my eyes. And I'm wondering if this actually would be better for me overall, you know, health-wise, but also, you know, when I'm playing certain video games and everything, like Street Fighter, where sometimes I say, oh, my eyes get strained. Maybe it won't be as much of a strain because I'm using a lower light, you know. This could be a big improvement. And, you know, just so you guys know, I want to update you because, you know, I talked about that I was going to update my setup. I'll go from this PC to my wife's former PC and do this switch. And I was going to probably do it in the next week. Well, obviously right now I'm very sick. I'm not going to be doing that right now. I want to do it in August before the new games hit. So plan on this migration to happen sometime within the first 3 weeks of August. It has to be before like Black Myth Wukong comes out. And I need enough time to test it, to make sure it's working properly, to work out any bugs or issues that we have with it. Before there's new releases that people want to see me be playing every day. So I'm going to do my best. But right now, there is no way I'm doing it this week. I'm already so beat, and, you know, it's a stretch just to get to streams. So now imagine me trying to do stressful shit behind the scenes as well, and then, you know, it's just not going to happen. I just got to try to recuperate this week. Right? So I definitely think that I need to relax more until I'm feeling better. So, okay. Okay, so the first stream today is the conclusion of the 60-plus hour Fallout 4 playthrough. Pick our ending, we'll wrap it up, and we'll say goodbye for a while, and go from there. Now, tonight, on the late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, I'm going to be checking out the Marvel Rivals closed beta for the first real stream. You know, I tried it out for about 90 minutes during my marathon on Saturday, and I tried a few various different characters. Tonight, I'm going to pick completely different characters. I kind of want to try out a whole wide cast to see how each character plays and see kind of who they're similar to. You know, like, for example, Punisher was very similar to Soldier 76, but also Bastion. And I would say Namor had the turrets, so he was kind of similar. He really wasn't that similar to Torbjorn, but maybe he was more similar to Symmetra and her turrets, kind of. Maybe. Everyone's a hybrid of characters from Overwatch. So tonight, if you come by, we'll try out new characters, and I'll take your suggestions. I think Jade already asked, would I try out Venom? Of course I would. Absolutely, I would try out Venom tonight, and other characters as well. So, hopefully... oh, man. Hopefully, you will come by tonight and hang out with me in Marvel Rivals. Okay? Now, tomorrow is my final consecutive streaming day of the week, meaning Thursday will be my day off. And tomorrow, maybe it's not the best idea, but I think I'm gonna play Street Fighter 6. Like, I really want to play it. I'm craving it now. But as you know, I don't feel very good. So I don't know how that's gonna go. You know, I haven't used Blanca in ages. Maybe I should just do a casual play stream of Blanca to get back into the swing of things with the character, so that I can remember everything I was doing and learn and get the muscle memory back. Because it's been a long time since I used Blanca now. Although, at this point, we're going on almost 2 weeks since I used Bison. And this is the problem with fighting games. If you don't stay on your game and constantly play, you lose all of your muscle memory, you get rusty, and everyone else passes you by. The last stream I did with Bison was my best ever. I was dominating everyone in ranked. I have over 1,600 match points. I was learning new strategies with the head stomp and stuff, baiting people into trying to punish it, and then getting giant combos and stuff, and it was working really well, and now I haven't used them in 2 weeks. So now, when I go back to Bison, will I be able to do half the stuff I was doing? I don't know. This is the thing, like, with fighting games, man, it's tough. It's like, if you're not just into it, and if in one particular fighting game isn't your hobby, right, it is very hard to stay at a competitive level. This is why when I told you guys, when I was playing Tekken 8, I can either play Tekken 8 or Street Fighter 6. There was no way I was going to be able to play both at the same time, right? So I dropped Tekken 8 to go back to Street Fighter. Now I'm doing better at Street Fighter, but now I'm falling behind again. So we'll see tomorrow what I do. I am thinking Blanca, because I haven't played with Blanca in so long, that it kind of makes sense. And like I said, probably casual matches just to spruce up, because, you know, I'm probably going to be so behind on everything, tech and everything, that I'm just going to need a big warm-up session before I can even figure out, you know, what I'm doing, right? Now, that is true. Bill said, with the Marvel vs. Capcom collection on the horizon, Street Fighter 6 will have to take a back seat. That is true. We have to see what happens with the collection, which still doesn't have a release date. Evo is come and gone. Another week is come and gone. No updates. Wow, Capcom's really on their game here, aren't they? But I think what happens is that proves that there was something with the game that they have to fix now, that they found at Evo. So, all right, so tomorrow night, Wednesday night's late night stream will be Stardew Valley Chill. And man, I'm going to need it. I'm going to need a nice chill stream to just hang out with you guys and interact and have a good time. And yeah, we'll do some Stardew Valley gameplay too. But I'm going to need that. That'll be the perfect way to end the streaming week for me. And then here's the thing. Like Thursday, right? Man, I really wish that was a day when I could relax the whole day. It's not going to be because, again, my only day off the week. So I got to go out and do all the errands. I got to do grocery shopping. I probably got to pick up different things from various places while I'm out. But, dude, I am so going to be sleeping in that day. I am so not going to be going crazy. I'm going to be taking it so easy on Thursday. I need to. Because I got to recuperate from this. I feel terrible, you know? Oh, man. All right. Okay. What was I going to say? I'm so scatterbrained. I really am. I'm scatterbrained right now because of this stupid cold and the congestion and everything. So, what's up, Dentronics? All right. So that's the week. You know, next week we'll have a balance between one more session of Marvel Rivals before the beta ends. More of the Nintendo World Championships, which I didn't get to play again this week, but we'll play it again as a stream. More Street Fighter 6, more Stardew, and I want to go back to SBC Chaos. We only got to play it once, you know. That wasn't my intention, but obviously when you lose streaming days, that's what happens. You end up falling behind, and oh my god, excuse me. You end up falling behind, and then you got to play catch up. So I think at least for the next week, we'll have more than enough to do. You know, maybe as we get further into August, we'll need more to do. But at the same time, remember, in August, there's the Review Tech USA documentary coming out from June the King that I'm going to do a react to. And there's my own documentary that I'm going to do a react to. So there's already going to be a couple days in August where I got to, like, tap the brakes on everything and work on that stuff. So I guess we'll see. We'll play it by ear. I don't really want to commit to anything huge and new at this point until we really see what's going on. Plus, as I already mentioned, I want to do my migration from this 10-year-old PC, you know, to my wife's. So that way I can have improvements and things and don't have to worry about a faulty hard drive and corrupting videos and fans burning out. I'll be able to set up new stuff like that Stream Deck that I've had for ages and have not used because it doesn't even work with this Windows, right? So there you go. Anyway, so all this coming up, all right? Cool. Well, it's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for some game news today. We haven't done this in a while, so we're going to do a game news segment, but before that, I'm going to blow my nose. Okay, so today we've got a bunch of new stories to cover. Some of these admittedly are on the older side, but because I've been sick and everything, I didn't really have a chance to cover them. So I have a couple that are a little bit on the older side, but more that are almost brand new. So I don't know if you guys heard about this, but SAG-AFTRA, all right, the Screen Actors Guild is going to do a strike against the video game industry, citing, we're not going to consent to a... I blocked it. Oh, man, I'm so stupid. I blocked my screenshot. I can't read the word. Basically, they don't want game companies using AI as a detriment to their members. So, for example, they're very afraid that an actor or actress, or mocap actor or actress, will come into a game development studio, right? Do their work for a game, get everything captured, and then that studio will use AI to recreate that performance in different ways in the future for future games. Like, I'll give you an example. Let's say, I don't know, Norman Reedus comes in to play a character in a Silent Hill game for Konami. It's just a what if. So he plays the character once. Then Konami scans all his stuff and uses AI to generate that character moving forward without his permission. And they never hire him again or pay him residuals. Oh, well, we own the character, so too bad. Right? And with AI and the way that many of these game companies are seeming to claim they're going to use AI in the future, what's to stop them from doing that? Right? So, excuse me. This is why the Screen Actors Guild is going on strike against these game companies, essentially saying, look, we're not going to have you abuse our employees. We want to be sure that everyone is getting treated fairly like they're supposed to be. Now, at first, everyone started panicking because they were like, oh no, what games will this affect? And everyone was like, it's going to affect GTA 6. Oh no. And then I guess Rockstar came out, or Take-Two came out and said, no, it's not. We're already far along enough in the game that we don't need any additional, I guess, mocap work and that kind of work. So they're in the full-on programming, gameplay, world refinement phase. They're past the actor phase. So they're not going to be affected. But any game now currently being developed that had actors coming in for mocap or voice acting or anything is now affected. So it's unclear exactly how long and how this will affect stuff. But much like how COVID affected everything, I think you can expect games are going to end up having slow development and be delayed again. So, man, I don't know. It seems like the game industry is just slowing down more and more and more, and it's just not like how it used to be. And at a time when you got, presidents of gaming, of Xbox, coming out and saying we're in an industry slump, I'm not exactly sure that having every game delayed even further is going to help or benefit anyone. But I am for the rights of people who work on games. Like, I don't want actors, actresses, or anyone who is some kind of a talent in that regard having their stuff stolen and not getting paid for it. Everyone deserves a fair payment for the work that they do, right? And if anything, I think it's time for us to sit down and be like, it's time, seriously, for our government to stop acting like a bunch of spoiled brat children like they are and arguing with each other about who's going to be the next president, and instead actually do some work. Like, say, wait a minute, AI is advancing so fast and it's affecting every industry. Are we ever going to sit down and actually look at this and decide in what ways it should be used and if it should be regulated because it's advancing too fast? You know what I'm saying? Instead of doing that, let's just have a vicious campaign about Republicans versus Democrats and how each side is completely evil. And if you vote for the other side, you're the devil, right? And everyone hates each other. Let's just divide our country even further. What is going on right now is a complete lack of responsibility in our government. And not that I want to turn this into DS politics again, but this is how we get problems like this, right? We have concrete things that our government could be doing to help us, and instead they're too busy. I'm too busy to help you with that. I got to argue across the aisle about how bad those people are over there. We got to make a million smear campaigns. We got to be appearing on Zoom calls, to raise funds for our candidates and shit, instead of fucking doing something to help the American people. I'm going to say that again. Instead of doing something to help the American people, which is what a public servant is supposed to do, they're only serving their own self-interests yet again, but we're all just sitting here and taking it. Anyway, all right, let's continue. Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max have created a streaming bundle that has been launched, priced at a discount of 38%. It's $16.99 a month with ads, $29.99 a month without ads. So for $30 a month, you can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max with no ads. This is starting to sound similar to something. I swear there was a way at one point where you could receive a bundle of content, perhaps channels, right? Movies, television shows, maybe live broadcasts. You could see them as a bundle together, right? For a discounted rate. And they would be like exorbitantly expensive if you were to buy them all separately. You could still buy them separately, but most people would just buy the bundle because they felt that it was such a good savings, even though there was a few of them that maybe they didn't use. And then eventually what ended up happening was everything became a giant bundle that was way expensive, like $80, $90 a month. I swear I heard about this somewhere. You ever experienced this before? It's almost like this is deja vu, right? You know what I mean? Like, how do these companies not realize that all they've done is they're recreating cable TV again? Which already, cable TV is definitely on the way out, right? A lot of people only have it because it's a legacy thing, and they're just too lazy to switch over at this point, right? But what's crazy to me is the industry split all that up and said, no more cable. It's too expensive. Buy specifically what you want through a streaming service. Look, Netflix is only like $8 a month, right? Disney Plus is like $10 a month. Hulu, $8 a month. And then what ended up happening was they kept expanding and making more content, but raising the price. So now, if you want Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max, you have to pay, no lie, like $60+ a month for it. And everyone's like, well, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to reduce what I play. Well, I probably watch Hulu less, so I'll cut off Hulu. You know, Disney, I don't really like the content they've been putting out recently. I'm going to cut off Disney Plus for now. Maybe I'll go back later. So now, okay, we'll start bundling. You already did that. That's what cable was. How do you... These are the same idiots in power, too. It's the same morons who are running the cable industry, who are now running the digital industry, and they don't understand they're just recreating exactly the same product a second time, and it's going to fail. They're that dumb. I mean, what is with these people in positions of power who are rich as hell and don't have any kind of common sense approach to what they're doing in their jobs? All you got to do is put yourself into the foot or the shoes of a person down here who is trying to watch content and trying to find it, you know, for a value, right? Not to empty out your entire pocketbook or wallet every month, right? And just, you would see her doing the exact same thing a second time. Like, how do you not know that? So what'll end up happening is, you're going to have bundles. You'll probably have a Paramount Plus, what's the Peacock, and what's the third one? You'll have MGM Plus bundle over here. You'll have your Disney Plus Max, Hulu bundle over here. You'll have, what's Warner Brothers? What's the Warner Brothers one? No, Warner Brothers is Max, right? Well, you see what I'm saying, right? You see the point. They're eventually all just going to go into these different groups, and then they're going to say, oh, get them all for $80 a month. Like, wait, what? We already had that. How is this any different? Except now we're using the internet instead of cable lines to watch the content, right? Okay. Anyway, I think I've ranted enough about that. Let's move on to our next story. Okay, continuing on, everybody. There is a Street Fighter movie in development. Yes. However, I think we had talked about this previously. Isn't it true that the original, like, guys who were going to direct it dropped out? So now I don't even know if they have, like, a new director or whatever. But Sony Pictures has announced the Street Fighter movie will release March 20th, 2026. So, I guess they figure they're going to be able to make it, film it, you know, direct it, produce it, post-produce it, edit it, put it out in a year and a half, even though I don't even think that they have a full crew yet to make this film. I don't know about a Street Fighter movie, man. I just don't. I really don't know about it. Like, maybe Street Fighter is something that doesn't need to be a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe it just doesn't work as a movie. I don't even know, like, what's the plot exactly? How could it even be? Like, the whole idea is that it's campy, right? Oh, there's a world dictator terrorist who wants to take over the world, and he recruits street fighters. What? I mean, yes, he has an army, too, but he recruits street fighters to his cause. Why would he do that? Why would he not just build the biggest military group in the world to fight other governments and take them over? Why would he be recruiting street fighters, right? Why would he hold a World Street Fighter tournament? Why would he do that? It doesn't make sense. Like, what? So, for me, like, I hear this, I'm like, a Street Fighter movie. Like, did you not see they tried that and it didn't work at all? Right? So, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work, but hey, they claim that they're making it. Okay? All right. Our last story for today, I take that back. Sadly, we have some really sad news. This one actually surprised me. Actor Tony Penhurst, the actor who played the curator in the Dark Pictures anthology game, has passed away tragically. I think he was only like 63. I had it, and I guess I deleted that post. Yeah, he passed away out of nowhere. No one was expecting that. I mean, if you followed the Dark Pictures anthology games, he was the one who tied together all the narratives. He was an incredibly good actor doing it. He was very creepy. And it seemed like when they were eventually going to make like a season 2 or series 2 of that game, he was going to tie it together and maybe even be in it. They actually teased that he would be a character in it. And I think that would have been incredibly neat to actually have him in it. But now, I'm actually not sure what's going to happen. Like, we already know that something has happened over at Supermassive Games, that they're basically having issues making more games right now. So, not sure what's going on there already. But now, the guy who very well might have been the antagonist of the future games is gone. And that really sucks. You know, I don't think he was such a quintessential part of the narrative tying together all those games. How many were there? 4? He really tied them together. So, I don't know how you're going to replace him. Like, you could recast him, but I don't think it'll be as good, right? Especially, again, because it seemed like they were alluding to the fact that he was going to be directly involved in future episodes of that series. So, that's really sad. I wonder what happened. But they just announced that in the last 24 hours. Like, oh man, it's super sad. All right. Lastly, Star Wars Outlaws, which is scheduled for release in less than a month. That's right. It's coming out the end of August. Has had special exclusive previews. Yes. Special exclusive gameplay previews for specially selected snowflakes who are treated like God's gift to streaming and content creation. So they got to play it for 4 hours and then not only put up all their gameplay on the internet, but give their impressions on the game. Shockingly, they're all positive. Can you believe it? I mean, could you possibly believe that someone who is given exclusive access to play a game a month early, right? And so everyone's going to be watching their gameplay. They're going to be making tons of money on this gameplay because they're the only ones who got it early. Could you possibly imagine that they said that the game is good? I never would have expected it. I totally would have thought that they would have panned the game and been like starkly honest about their experience with it. In no universe would I have thought that they would have been like, oh, this game is good. Now, obviously, I'm being very sarcastic and facetious here. But the point is, and I've talked about this many, many times over the years, okay? If you are given exclusive access to something early, even if you're not being paid to say something positive, the incredible level of temptation, the incredible level of pressure to say positive things so that you can get the unspoken agreement with said company, Ubisoft in this case, that you would have early access to other future content that would benefit you. Okay? I want you to think about this. If you're someone who got a month early access, 4 hours of Star Wars Outlaws, and you were able to play it and put all that information up on the internet right now, your footage and everything, and you say, you know, I'm not impressed, man. It's kind of boring, kind of an empty world. Doesn't really have a soul. Feels like a kind of paint by numbers, Ubisoft open world experience. Nothing really there. Just with this, just has the Star Wars IP, but outside of that, man, boring. Can you imagine? Do you really think, and be honest, do you really think, if that's what you say about that game, even if you're being starkly honest, that Ubisoft is going to give you another opportunity to get an early access again? Or do you think that the chance is dramatically increased that if you say this game was good, or if you selectively critique it, meaning you only talk about the things you liked about it, and you ignored the things you didn't like about it and didn't bring them up, that perhaps Ubisoft would select you again and again and again and again, correct? And it's just that simple. That's why I do not support anyone getting early access to games anymore, all right? It was one thing when we had an industry that was honest, but we don't. The temptation is too great, and in a lot of cases, as we saw with certain games recently, you remember when the Marvel Rivals early access came out and there was a contract that said you can't say anything negative about the game? The entire internet went up into an uproar, and then they went and changed the contracts. But they had it in writing right there first, and it was only until people caught it and complained that then they changed the contracts. So this is what is the unspoken expectation when you're getting this favored early access to something, right? That's what they want from you. They want you to kiss their game's butt. Why else would they give it to you for free? Why else would they allow you to get early views, make early money, and have people rushing to your channel and your content for profits a month early, right? So I'm sorry. There's no bones about this whatsoever. There's no misconceptions here. That's exactly what it is, all right? Humans are flawed individuals. It's just in human nature to do what benefits humans best. And if you know you're going to benefit by doing one thing versus another, you're going to do it, okay? These people are business people as well as gamers. They're not just in it to do the right thing morally. They're in it to make a buck, to get the bag. So they're going to artificially inflate their enjoyment of a game like this in order to get people to like it, so they'll go buy it, and then, oh, look, well, so-and-so was a great contributor to our campaign. Let's now send them an early copy of Assassin's Creed Shadows, right? Let's send them an early copy of the next one and the next one. And so it's this vicious cycle of continuing to get the access, making money on it, saying good things, and it never ends. And this is how you get onto these lists of approved content. And that's why I've never done it, okay? Quite frankly, I've literally never done that. I never will. I refuse to play that game. I'm not going to let someone try to sway what I can say. I'm not going to let someone say, oh, there's a review embargo, so you can play the game early, but you can't actually say anything critical of it until like 2 days before it comes out. Huh? Then why let me play it early? You're literally censoring me. Then don't give it to me early. If you're going to censor me, I refuse to be censored, right? So that's why I don't play that game. And there was a time, okay? This was around 2016, 2017. All right, I knew a couple people involved in gaming journalism in the industry, and talking to them, one of them literally said, you are crazy. They're like, dude, you right now could be getting every game for free. No exaggeration. You could get every game for free. You would never have to pay $1. You get all of them early, get early access, you'd be able to do these embargo things. All you got to do is play the game. That's what everyone else is doing around you in the industry. Every content creator, every streamer, they're all doing this. They're playing the game, and they're getting flown out to events, and they're getting their butts kissed, and they're getting all this, and you're getting nothing. Why are you not doing it? And I was like, because that's not me. I didn't get into this industry, first of all, to even make a living doing it. That was never my intention. That's number one. That was almost a happy accident that I was able to do content creation for a living. It was my hobby, not my job. And then on top of it, when I got into here, I prided myself on being honest with my audience. That when you came by to watch me play a game or to review a game, you always knew you were getting the real me. It wasn't a paid shill kissing butt to say that something was better than it really was, right? And There's been very few and far between times when I got something for free. I don't feel like the times that I did that it really skewed my opinion that much, if at all. And I refused to participate in things like review embargoes. If I got something early and they're like, oh, review embargo till this day, I'm like, I'll just play it on that day then. Wait, what? You're not going to play it early like everyone else? No, I'll play it on the day that I can actually be honest about it. I'll wait till that day. You know? So, yeah, that's always been me. So I didn't, and, you know, admittedly, that's why I declined. Just because everyone else did everything they could to get ahead. Literally everyone else. I get everything for free, everything early, priority access, fly me out, do this, do that, and I would not play that game. I just want to be true to myself. I'll be the Joe Average dude sitting here playing games with you guys, giving my honest opinions, and, you know, I'm happy that over the years I've gotten the level of support I've gotten for being true to myself. I certainly could have been much bigger and much more successful if I had it, but I stuck to my guns, right? So, all that being said, what are people saying about Star Wars Outlaws? Well, I'm just going to read a single post, and you judge for yourself if you think this is a legitimate post or if you think this is someone who is spinning it very positively. Okay? Ready? The open world exploration is awesome and massive. It's a lot of fun flying around on the speeder. Nix, your sidekick, can survey the area, fetch weapons, attack and distract enemies. Huge advantage to use him everywhere. You can go in stealth or all guns blazing. I tried both. I much prefer tactical stealth approach. K has an adrenaline meter. You can mark multiple enemies and shoot them all in one go. Nice skill. Sound familiar? Sound like Red Dead Redemption, where you tag enemies and you go ba-doom, 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 and insta-kill them all, right? Graphics are good. Cutscenes are cinematic and captivating. I felt the lighting in the dark areas was stunning and easy to see. Loads of wild animals wandering around, which you can pet and interact with. Mini games let you gamble and win credits, which can then be used in the shops or to bribe guards. Side quests include job offers and contracts. Gameplay feels fluid and smooth. You can run and slide. Sneaking up and stealth attacking guards is satisfying. I thought the music was brilliant. Releases August 30th. So, you tell me, does that sound like completely honest, or does that just sound like a very, very, very selective review of the game? And the vast majority of people who have gotten this early are all saying exactly the same shit. It's almost as if they were giving talking points to hit upon and touch upon in their early access discussions, right? So you be the judge. The gameplay is out there right now. A lot of people have put out the raw gameplay, and you can watch it. It's first 4 hours they were allowed to put out. So give it a look yourself. But the game comes out in a month. Do you think it's good or not? Right? So I wonder. I will likely look for some gameplay myself, and try to watch some of it, to see what I think. I'm certainly not watching 4 hours worth because that's a huge spoiler, right? But I'd like to at least see a little bit of what the game's supposed to be without monstrous spoilers. I think that's the problem, is when you get a 4-hour preview of a game before it's out, now you're spoiled on the game, and what are you going to do the first 4 hours when you play it yourself? Do you play what you already saw? Well, that's boring, right, Jasper? That's right. Okay, so guys, that is it. That is not what I wanted to click. That is it for the news today. All right, guys, so the news is done. Oh, I'm fully stuffed and feeling like crap. All right, let's get to shout-outs. So, I received a $2 tip from Bloomkit. It says, I'm sick. I feel your pain. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick as well, Bloomkit. Being sick sucks. Oh. Okay. Oh. Like I said, I did not get a good night's sleep. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Dayquil has stupid pain relief stuff in it, which I don't want to take. So I'm on Robitussin for my chest, but I don't want to go on the Dayquil. I don't need the acetaminophen, you know? Too many people always take the medicines that have the painkiller in it. You don't need that. You only need that if, like, your whole body has aches and pains or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. And that's not good for you to be taking it when you don't need it. So, anyway. Okay, okay. So, shout-outs. I received... Oh, hold on a second. Jade, he says, I was in the hospital last Friday. I got out on Monday. Can you tell me what I missed? Well, you didn't miss much. All you essentially missed was a day where I did all Street Fighter 6. I actually had my best ever ranking with M. Bison. Got into the 16 plus 100 match ranking points. So it's the highest I've ever been. Great session. Had a session with Brian and a couple of his actual gamer buddies playing casual play in Street Fighter 6 on that Friday night. That week, we basically just advanced in everything. I played this silly game called SVC Chaos. I don't know if you were here for that or not. That was a silly game. And then, you know, made some progress in Elden Ring, beat Elden Ring's DLC. So that's done. And then we went back to Fallout 4. So we're going to try to finish that today. I did ranked sessions with Dalsim and Honda and did good each session. I actually climbed the ranks and got ranking points with them. I'm doing really good in Street Fighter 6 right now. Like, every time I play, I'm doing really good. And we had this marathon where I played, well, there's a game called Nintendo World Championships that came out, which is a bunch of challenge runs in classic, like, NES games, you know, Nintendo Entertainment System games. Pretty fun. And I've been doing that. That was fun. And we tried out Marvel Rivals Beta during the marathon. Did some drunken Zangief. I was drunk and played it. And had some horrible food. Barbecue was really, really bad. So, overall, a lot of progress in a lot of stuff. You know, finishing up Elden Ring, finishing up Riven Remake, and now trying to finish up Fallout 4. And we're going to focus on other stuff moving forward until the big new releases come out around August 20th. The big ones start coming out. So. Okay, excuse me. Whew. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this morning at 10 a.m., before I even started broadcasting, I received an incredibly generous $100 tip. $100. Oh, I'd like to dance, but I don't really have energy. Hold on. My nose is running again. This is ridiculous. I can't even shout out stuff because my nose won't stop running. Oh my god. All right, I'm going to read it. Cheers from Kino Casino. They really are good guys over there, man. They go after people, sure, but people who deserve it. You've been maligned for years. It's just unfair. Take care, bro. So, that is awesome. Thank you to whoever this is. They didn't put a name on it. But, as I said, yeah, these guys from Kino Casino, you're going to be really nice to me. And, you know, can I be honest? Can I talk a little bit about it? Would you guys like to talk a little bit about it? Because a lot of people have been asking me stuff about this recently. So this is anonymous. Okay. So, basically, I think what's happening is it's pretty simple, all right? Over the years, there's been a group of people on the internet called Lolcows, okay? Typically, these are people who end up getting a group of haters, trolls, detractors, whatever you want to call them, who do everything in their power to mess with them, to elicit a response, correct? That's really what it is. Lolcow culture is like, we're going to do stuff to mess with someone's life, to milk them, and essentially, for content, right? Now, I've been grouped in with this group of people, but it's groups of people such as Low Tier God, Wings of Redemption, Boogie, and many others. Okay, it's not just us, but we're like the more prominent ones people know about, right? But I think what's been happening in the last several years, and it's been a long time coming, in my opinion, and you could see the writing on the wall, just that a lot of people don't want to see it, is that once you get to a certain point, okay, it kind of gets tired. The narrative continues so long, and what you start to see is a division. You start to see people who are like, oh, well, if people are going to make fun of me and mess with me, I'm gonna ride that wave. I'm going to use that as my way to get over on the internet. I'm going to take that bag. I'm going to make money doing it. I'm going to milk my trolls and get them to come watch content that I'm making that's lolcow-esque and the like. On the flip side of that, there's people who are involved with this who are like, I just want nothing to do with this. I'm just a normal person. I don't know how I ever got involved to begin with, right? I got sucked in against my will. And all I want to do is sit here and make a living, having fun, chilling with you guys, and be left alone. Really, I want nothing. I want nothing to do with it at all, correct? Nothing. So, the funny part about this is, it's gone two ways. Some of these lolcows went so far in one way that now they have the entire ire of the internet on them. Take a look at what's been going on with Boogie recently, right? I mean, that's his fault. I warned him. You can't be having your end-all be-all on the internet be that you're a lolcow and just continuously be involved with drama and over-the-top nonsense and doing it on purpose to make money. It's not going to turn out well for you, right? But he does what he wants to do. He doesn't listen to anyone. He makes the same mistakes over and over. And he ends up where he is right now, okay? For me, I've done everything I can to avoid it. And the thing is, if you follow me, right, you'll see the difference between me and these other people. Every freaking week or two, there's new drama involving these people, right? Every week or two, there's something new going on, that they've done something ridiculous, over-the-top, nonsensical. And it's like, what is going on? With me, it's like, why are people even bringing my name up? What has happened dramatic with me in the last several months to a couple of years, honestly? The shit that people bring up is exactly the same shit that they brought up for the past 5 years. Nothing new has happened. Nothing new is happening. I've grown. I've improved. I make less mistakes now than I ever did before. And all I want to do is be left alone. I don't want to live as part of lolcow culture. I don't want to milk it. I don't want to make money off of it. I just want to make positive content for my audience, right? I want to be left alone. That's a far different attitude than the people who lean into it, right? For personal gain. So what's happened is a couple things. Number one, I think in the last few years, people have started to separate me from the other lolcows, especially when Keemstar was dying to have me on his stupid-ass podcast, and I refused. And I basically gave him the middle finger and said, fuck you, I want nothing to do with you or your content, ever. I'm not like you, okay? I think a lot of people respected that. You know, said, wow, we thought for sure someone, you know, if Phil claims he's hard up on money sometimes, and we thought for sure he'd take the payday and he'd jump on there with the other clowns, right? But he didn't. I think that actually built up a lot of respect in different communities for me. Not to say that these communities like me, but these are communities that used to group me in with the worst of the worst. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Actually sounds like he's actually not that bad anymore, right? Now, on the flip side of this, what's happened over the years is those people who used to be my biggest critics, the people who used to be my milkers and milk me for content, have finally had the tables turned on them, right? All of a sudden, their closets cracked open and a giant pile of skeletons jumped out. And as the skeletons jumped out, people were like, wait a minute. Hold on a second. This is the person who used to rail on Phil every day for stuff, but look at all this dirty laundry that just spilled out. They're no better than him. In fact, they're worse than him because they had all this shit that actually was going on. And I've said this over the years, and I'll say it again. I personally feel the reason why there are people who full-time do this kind of like harsh drama content against people is because they're miserable in real life, right? Like, take a look at someone like Review Tech USA, who for the years and years and years of content that I've put out that's been positive content for my audience, He always has to be there to make fun of every little thing, every idiosyncrasy that I do, right? He's the one who every year literally has an annual party to celebrate my incident from May of 2016. 8 years annually, this guy celebrates accidental masturbation. I want you to think about that. This is like a big highlight for his life. Now, if you said that to anyone outside of the internet and said, there's a guy who literally celebrates that someone accidentally whacked off on camera every year, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with that person? What, are they mentally ill? Well, probably. Yeah, because who else would celebrate that? Like, all it is someone like him looks at someone like me and wants to celebrate my mistakes and shortcomings to make him feel better about himself, right? Because in reality, if you take a look at Review Tech versus me, his content is toxic, his content is harmful, his content is drama. He has 1 million subs because he makes toxic, harmful drama content. It's the lowest common denominator. It's the easiest kind of content you can make on the internet. It's trash, okay? That's why he's popular, because those people went and watched the trash content and he made money. But in reality, if you take a look at him and his life, now that these things are coming out, right? These things are being revealed about his life and things behind the scenes. This guy's fucking miserable, right? His family life fell apart. His business is falling apart. All his relationships have fallen apart. And so his attacking me over the years was literally projecting his I'm better than you attitude on me, when in reality, my life was getting better behind the scenes and his was falling apart. You see? And that's why people like that act like that. You see? But he knew that if he focused on me being bad, the light would be off of him. Plus, he'd be feeling better about himself, right? And I think they're all like that. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how many subs you have, how many views you have, and how much money you make. Are you happy? Right? Because I'm a firm believer that if you are happy, you would not be bringing down others around you. You'd be so busy with content that makes you happy, with things in your life that make you happy, you wouldn't want to bring down others, right? That's my opinion anyway, and that's why I don't do it. I don't sit here crapping on people constantly. I'm only doing it when people bring it up or someone brings me into the situation, like Rich has been bringing me up recently, really nasty stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'll respond to it then, but I got shit to do, man. I've got games to play. I got chill stuff to do with you guys. This is more important to me than sitting here reacting to a bunch of these idiots on the internet, right? And so I think what's happened is in the last 3 or 4 years, there's been a division, especially when I refuse to be involved with Keemstar and his lolcow bullshit, right? So what happens is you get the division and people are like, wait a minute, Phil is not who everyone says he is, right? They want you to believe he is because that benefits them. Then they can make more content and laugh or whatever. But he's not, right? He has nothing to do with this whatsoever, right? So leave him alone. And I think that guys like at the Kino Casino, these are guys over on Kick. Yes, they react to content. There's drama content. I mean, they've been reacting to the big Mr. Beast situation that's been going on recently. They react to the Boogie situation. They react to Review Tech stuff. And it's funny because they react to me too. And I've watched the stuff that they've said about me. Okay? I've watched it. Some of it's unfair, I feel. Like there was actually a whole segment they did a week or two ago saying I had a midlife crisis. But if you actually listen to it, it's all misinformation. It's them having really incorrect notions about me. And then kind of, going off of that for comedic purposes. I don't find that offensive. Why? Because these guys, all right, when they're saying that stuff, they're not literally sitting there trying to ruin my life. It's kind of a joke. And I watch it, and you know what? I laugh at it too. Like, for example, the other day, they reviewed me reviewing the Feastables bar from Mr. Beast. And they made fun of me, but they also made fun of the candy. They did all that. It was entertaining. These guys are not sitting here to be malicious to me. And that's why I think that they're different. They've actually taken a look at the situation, and as outsiders, because they haven't been involved in it, as outsiders, they can see what's equivalent and what's not. And they're like, Phil is not like all these other people who people are trying to group him in with. He's not trying to capitalize on the lolcow culture bullshit. He doesn't want to be involved with Keemstar and his bullshit. He just wants to be left alone, but people won't leave him alone. They bring up the same tired shit for 4 or 5 years. One of the interesting things they said the other day, because the other day was the marathon, right? And I'm sitting here, And one of my trolls was in the chat, and they go, "Oh, you bought a new car." All right. Now, for the record, no, I haven't bought a new car. I don't have credit or money to buy a car. Okay, I don't need a new car. My car is still fine. 2017 car, it's still fine. I'll probably have it still for a while before I consider looking for a new car. And I said, no, I didn't get a new car. I don't know why you would even bring that up. Or, like, what is... I don't even understand. And the few people that were in the chat from Kino Casino, they all said it together. They said, who cares if you bought a new car? How is that your business? If Phil works, makes money, and decided to buy a new car, how the hell does it have to do anything with you? Why would you ask on his stream? Why would you be in his personal shit? Like, what are you talking about? And the person immediately was like, oh shit, and got thrown the fuck out, and that was it. And I was like, wow, these people actually stuck up for me. Like, they actually had a realist take. Instead of everything being drama, drama, drama about Phil, they actually saw it from a realistic perspective. Like, what the fuck cares? Even the thing is, and I've told you guys many times over the years, all the shit that's said about me usually is based on a nugget of truth that then gets extrapolated into a world of bullshit, right? Have I ever played mobile games? Yes. Have I spent money on mobile games? Yes. 99% of the stuff said out there about me playing mobile games is a lie. But it's like I've said, I would much rather have the devil I know than the devil I don't. Right now, if I were to open up all my accounts and prove to you that everything was false, people would use the information I just showed you to hurt me further in other ways. I've been through the whole mobile game slander for 4 years. I don't care. It doesn't affect me anymore, right? It doesn't bother me. So I'd rather have that slander continue over here, because it's bullshit, than have a whole new can of worms opened up. Do you see? I've weighed and balanced this many times. I've talked to professionals. I've talked to lawyers about it, and they're saying, you're doing the right thing, okay? The funny part about it is, even if it was true, it's still none of anyone's fucking business. But it's not true. But if it were, it still wouldn't be anyone's business. I should still be able to spend my money however the fuck I want. I could have 10 Tesla Cybertrucks in my backyard, right? I could have an entire dancing line of WWE wrestlers doing my lawn right now who I handpicked to do it. It doesn't matter. That's my money. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? How is this anyone's fucking business? And I agree with these people. I'm like, you know what? I never thought about it like that because I've been under attack for so long that for me, I'm so used to being under attack. It's like, well, I never want to talk about it ever. But now I start to think about it. I'm like, you know, these people are right. It's no one's fucking business or anything, right? Like, what are you talking about? So I think what's happened is now you get guys like Kino Casino and others. It's not just them. I get the feeling there's others out there now who are looking at the situation and they're like, this is the dumbest thing. How do you keep bringing up Phil's name? They see guys like Review Tech. They see guys like Keemstar who can't keep my name out of their mouths. And they're like, why do they keep bringing up Phil? Honestly, because they're so upset with the fact that I'm still here. I'm not involved with their bullshit drama circles, but I still make a living and I'm still successful. I'm fulfilled in my life. Happy. They can't stand that. You understand? Because their whole thing is misery, bringing down others for personal gain, and they can't bring me down. So they hate me because of that, right? Kino Casino guys have been very nice to me, all right, in the last week, and I've only spoken with them a couple of times, and we've had some really nice conversations, I'll just say that. And I don't want to commit to anything because I'm not going to. I refuse to. But the way I see it is, you know, you take it slow. Obviously, when you're involved with a new group of people, you want to be sure that the best interests on both sides are there, right? And so if maybe I do something with these guys in the future, it will be planned. You'll know about it, okay? And I mean like something formal. I don't mean, oh, you know, some of you guys drop into my stream or maybe I drop into their stream. That's casual, right? I mean like planning something out where maybe we'll actually work together on something, you know, in a capacity. Let's plan it together. Let's work on it together. Let's make sure that it works and stuff. And we'll work that out, right? There's a possibility we might do something over the summer. I don't know, right? But at the same time, I want to be sure that it's the best interests of everyone. I don't want to make a mistake like I've made in the past where, for example, side-scrollers. The whole idea of going on side-scrollers, they invited me to just be a standard guest on their show. And I was like, sure, I'll show up on your show and we'll hang out together and we'll have a good time or whatever. By the way, I'm having a blip in my internet again. It should clear up in a second because this happened yesterday too, and then it cleared right up. I guarantee you. I don't know what's going on. I'm having these little blips in my internet in the afternoon, and then they go right away. It should come back in a minute. Let's see. I'll tell everyone in chat. FYI, I'm having a blip in my internet. Okay, it's coming back now. There we go. It's back now. Okay, so with the side scrollers thing, the idea was I was going to go on their show and be a guest and have fun. We were going to talk about topics. We were going to hang out, shoot the shit. It wasn't supposed to be an interview. All of a sudden, because my detractors contact them and flood them with requests, it becomes a giant interview that they use to propel themselves to internet attention and stardom. And since then, basically, they've done nothing but benefit from that stupid interview, right? Well, the whole idea here is Kino Casino is talking to me and they're like, we don't have any intention of that at all. Like, why is it that you can't have fun on the internet with anyone? Why is it that every time that you attempt to have fun, someone tries to thwart it? That's fucked up. I agree. I can't just hang out with someone and have a casual time and have fun. Every time that I go to do a stream with Brian and play casual Street Fighter, my fucking dumb fuck mentally ill insane haters have to flood his chat with insane amounts of toxic negativity about memes about me and awful things and terrible things about viewers and stuff. What the fuck? What's wrong with them? They're nuts. You know? So every time I try to do this stuff, they have to interject themselves, right, into it. Well, I think that Kino Casino's smarter than that. And they know the bullshit that's there, and they'd rather be fair, and that's nice. So we'll see what happens, all right? And I want to say thank you to this person who's from Kino Casino coming by, being nice, right? So nice. I mean, what $100 tip is crazy. I mean, I didn't even know about these guys until like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Someone had mentioned them in chat, saying that they were talking about me, and then I found that clip where they were referencing Rich, and basically, you know, I referenced that clip then, and then we kind of gone back and forth for like the last week. Listen, so far, I've seen absolutely nothing but positivity from these guys, right? And by the way, rest assured, I'm going to be careful because I've told you guys, I'm going to be careful with this community. I care about all you guys who come to my content and watch it every day. I want to make sure that anything that I get involved with, it's not going to negatively affect this community in any way. That's more important to me, that we maintain our positive community than to just get some kind of a temporary boost in attention because I'm on someone's show or they're on mine or whatever. I want you to understand that. At the same time, this has been a completely different experience. This is not, oh, so DSP, you know, is interested in talking with us or whatever. Let's turn this into a full fucking 10-ring circus with every single person who's never liked him on the show. Let's interview him for 7 hours. Let's then make weeks and weeks of content after the fact to milk it and his haters. You know, it's like, what? That's what gets me, is like, how do people not understand the difference between all I wanted to do was be a guest on Side Scrollers. They turned that into an unlimited time interview, which I agreed to. And then after giving them that time and respect, they then went on weeks of milking negativity against me and taking money away from my haters who were so dumb they paid them to shit on me for weeks. And then after the fact of telling me, it's off, you can't be a guest on our show, we don't trust you, fuck off. When the gravy train dried up, then they tried to contact me. Oh, can we play Street Fighter together? Would you like to appear on the show? No, fuck you. What are you, crazy? You treated me like dirt. Why on earth would I come back to your content? You'd have to be an idiot. And the truth is, because they are idiots. They actually thought I would go back. They thought, for like, what would I benefit from that? Right? They're out of their minds, right? So, exactly right. The interview itself, I don't have issue with. Because I knew, again, the devil I know versus the devil I don't. I'd rather deal with the devil I know. So if everyone doesn't believe me about mobile game spending and bullshit, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. I've already been through it for 4 or 5 years. I'm okay with it. I'm not going to reveal all my personal information to the internet and then have people all over all my accounts and all my shit. You know what I'm saying? And then it just hurts me and my family. I'm not stupid. Lawyers have told me not to do this. So I'm not going to do it. Okay? In fact, well, I don't really want to spoil. Hold on a second here. Okay. What I was saying was, I don't want to spoil this as a topic of discussion or anything. But FYI, I have offered certain people to tell them the entire story of everything going on in my life, but they can't put it on the internet. I was like, I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you literally everything going on with me in the last 5+ years, right? Where my money goes, everything. But you can't put it on the internet because it's just going to be used to hurt me and my family. And I've been told time and time again, no, we don't want to know it then. We'd rather, if we get the full story, we want to be able to publicize it. We want to be able to put it in a video, an interview, a documentary. And I'm like, well, you can't. That's the whole point. Again, the devil you know versus the devil you don't. I know that the whole bullshit story that's out there that is bullshit is harmful, but it's no way that it's as harmful as if people actually got information about me that could get into all my accounts and my personal shit. It's no one's business there. You understand? So, then fair enough. Everyone hate me for the dumb shit. If you're that dumb and you hate someone for fabricated stuff like that, then go for it and hate on me. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, 100% that's the case, is people just want to get a story to run with for popularity on the internet. They don't actually care about the truth. If they did, someone would have accepted that. You know what I mean? So at this point, like, I'm done offering. I'm not going to offer nobody nothing. I offered that to Craig of the Side Scrollers. I said, I have all the information, and you check your email constantly, because if I send it to you, I want to be sure you're getting it. It's not sitting in your mailbox just in case. And he literally came back to me the next day after the interview, after I sent him that night, and he said, well, we don't believe anything you said. We don't care what you send us now. Too bad. You can't be on the show ever again. Basically just a huge insulting email. I was like, wow, that was really worth my time, giving you 5 hours of my time. You realize now you can make a lot of money on it. So you don't even care if I send you the real story. You don't want it anymore, right? So anyway, anyway, the point here is, I think people like, not just Kino Casino, I think there's many others, but Kino Casino is kind of coming out. Now listen, they make fun of me for shit. Good on them. You know what? I bet they're going to tear me a new one. I bet they're going to watch the video of me eating the barbecue from the other day and probably make fun of how awkward I look when I eat. Everyone says I look awkward. I believe you guys. I don't know, because I can't see myself eating ever, and I don't go back and watch those videos. I believe you. So I'm sure that they'll probably make fun of me, in a video like that or whatever. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? And, they razz me from time to time. But the fact that they're being nice to me is a change. I literally can't tell you of another content creator that has been nice like that to me. So it's a little bit of a different situation, So anyway, I eat on the side of my mouth, just like I talk on the side of my mouth at times. Yeah, I don't know why I do that. I don't know why, but I do, I think, right? Just a mannerism. Who knows? It could be a health thing. Who knows? I don't know. Okay. So anyway, we're going to have rewards, but obviously we got to continue on with the show and end it, and then we can figure out what the rewards will be for the actual stream, okay? Oh, man. I received a $2.51 tip. Oh, hold on. So Tony Penhurst provided the likeness for the curator, but Pip Torrens does the voice and the mocap. But sadly, Tony Penhurst was the body model, is what you're saying. So, I mean, it still wouldn't be the same, right? You could have the same voice and the same acting, but it definitely wouldn't be the same character, because you can't use the same body model. The poor guy passed away. That's sad. That's sad, but it's also crazy to think that, like, in modern game making, you're using different body models and stuff for, like, human characters, right? It is, oh my god. I'm a mess today. I'm a big mess today, guys. Ugh. Okay. Oh, delightful. Okay. Continuing on. Someone tipped me $3.47. He says, I'm your age. Why anyone would care what you spend your money on is really strange. You should be allowed to do whatever you want. I don't like how they hate on your wife. It's awful. No one's perfect. Massive respect for your resilience. Thank you. And again, here's the thing. I can understand if I was on stream literally every day, running some kind of a crazy marathon, saying, guys, today I need $1,000. Please, I'm gonna lose my house. I'm gonna lose everything. My family's gonna leave me. We're all sick. We're all dying. Please send me $1,000. Right? Now, admittedly, years and years ago, during my bankruptcy years, right, I actually had no money. Like, everything was going to payments just to pay off things, and I was down to the wire with everything. And there were a couple times at my weakest where I did marathon streams where I actually was fundraising, and that money was going to the important stuff, okay? If you haven't noticed, I don't do that anymore. It's been many, many years since I did any kind of a crazy fundraiser. In fact, over the last several years, people say, why don't you do a fundraiser stream? And I say, because I don't want to go back to how I was. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to return to someone who only streams to make money and have a goal on stream. We must raise $1,000 on this stream, and we'll do this crazy thing and this crazy thing. I want to do that. People, here's the thing. You want to call me out for things that happened 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Okay. That was 4 years ago. I've changed. Things got better, right? Things got better. You haven't seen me do those activities ever again, but that's the thing. The people who don't like me because they benefit from slandering and defaming me, to them, something that happened once in the past is universal. Because Phil did something that could be seen as deplorable or irresponsible or embarrassing in the past. Obviously, that's forever. Like, for example, for Rich, oh, you see, Phil had his accident in 2016. That's forever him. No, it's not. In fact, since that happened, okay, I've changed who I am as a content creator. Now I'm an interactive live streamer who does a variety of content, massively improved what I do, all my equipment, everything, right? I've met my wife, and I'm now married and have a happy home life, right? I got out of depression. Everything in my life has improved in the last 8 years. To Rich, today is the same as 8 years ago. Exactly the same day. Nothing's changed. Haha, make fun of Phil. Why? Because that's his life. You understand? That's his life. He's stuck in a rut. So to him, every day is the same miserable shit experience. So he has to project that onto others to make himself feel better. That's the kind of person he is. And that's what he's trying to deal with me in that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's how fucked up it is. I'm so different. I'm such a different guy. I want to change for the better. I don't want to keep making the same mistakes, right? I want to improve. I'm trying to do better. Like, for example, here's really where I've been trying to improve better in the last year. All right? I don't want to involve myself with massive insult wars and drama wars and things like that. I'm trying to keep myself out of that stuff. If I think something's fun to do or interesting and it's not going to be harmful for myself or the community, that's different. But I don't want to be involved in back and forth and insult wars and shit. It doesn't get anywhere, right? So I really just ignored a lot of the nonsense that's happened, correct? In addition, I've been trying to make myself better so that if I have a slow day, I don't sit here and be like, oh, it's the end of the world. The sky is falling because I had a day where I didn't make much money on stream or anything like that. I used to be like that all the time. And now what I'm trying to do is just calm down and be like, everyone's going to have a bad day. Everyone might have a couple bad days. Now, if you see a pattern, like if I'm playing a particular game and that game doesn't do well over and over, now you see a pattern. Now you figure out, do we play it less? Do we change the time slot? But I try to talk with you guys matter-of-factly about this stuff, right? That's different than it used to be. Oh my God, why didn't you guys support? I can't believe it, right? That's different. Now, I have weak days. I have days where it does bother me. And it's my fault that I have those weakness moments. And then I talk about this stuff, right? Well, I'm trying to do better. And I think I will do better over time. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of learning. It's a matter of not feeling afraid anymore. Because for a long time, I was afraid that if I had a bad week, man, I can't pay bills this week. And now something goes overdue, interest accrues, late fees, what's not getting paid now? Can I afford to do this or that, which are things I need to do, right? That's a scary feeling. And I was in that for years. And I'm out of that now, but I still get those feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not used to people treating me nicely. I'm just not. My viewers, my longtime fans, They're a staple, very supportive group, and that's why I'm here, right? I'm not used to outsiders from that group coming by and actually saying nice things and being nice and being supportive. I'm just not. It feels weird. It feels like, it almost feels like, do you trust it? Because again, every time it seems like I trust it, and it seems like someone might have my best interests in mind, then they come back to bite me and they screw me. And it's happened many, many times over the years. So, question is it the next time? You know, it's a big step for me to move forward and trust someone and say, hey, these guys at Kino Casino are being nice to me, and their viewers are being nice to me. I want to trust them. I want them to come by and hang out and be part of the group. And, you know, I want to, you know, give those guys the benefit of the doubt. But, you know, do you take that step? Do you not take that step? I don't know. You know, I don't know. It's a challenging thing, right? My fault is that I'm too trusting, says Bill. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I think I've talked enough, right? So I've said my piece on all of this. Of course, this will be clipped and referenced 5,000 times. I'm sure. But yeah, I'm just happy to know that in this giant, crazy internet of stuff, you know what I'm saying? That there are people out there who are willing to give a fair shake, right? I don't feel like still don't feel to this day like I've gotten a fair shake. Anybody. And so I'm happy to know that there's people out there that are like, yeah, we see, look, you're not perfect, and yeah, you have flaws, and yeah, you make mistakes, and we make fun of you for them. But at the same time, in comparison to all the other people they try to group you in with, you're not even close, right? They're way up here with the amount of fucked up stuff they're doing constantly, and they're doing it on purpose to get over on the internet because it's the only thing they can get attention for. You're down here with that level of nonsense, and it's just simple mistakes you make, and you have a great community of positive people who hang out and all of that, right? Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, Jay, no problem. Come on by tonight, and I will absolutely play Venom and Marvel Rivals tonight for you. Sure. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing? Ugh. The real messed up part about all of it, right, is for the longest time, how people, again, they wanted me to group into, you're the same as Wings, you're the same as Boogie, right? And they would draw pictures of me that I was like a ginormous, bloated, swollen dude, right? Massively overweight. It's like, what pictures are you looking at exactly? Like, where do you not see the streams that I'm on every day? I weigh 200 pounds. And the things that they don't care, the narrative of toxic people on the internet is that I am the same as all the other people they don't like. So they draw me to look like them. They claim I do the same things, even though I don't, right? Tell me one time I ever had a scheme, a big scheme to fool my viewers to make big amounts of money, like a crypto scam or something like that, right? Like I came up with some giant, crazy scheme to take your money and then screw you over and pocket it and stuff like that, right? Like, what are you talking about? But that's it. They'll say shit like that. They'll say it happened. Oh yeah, he had a big scheme where he said that he was gonna reveal something and it was a cat, and he charged people $1,000 for that. That is the worst, most unfair, most ridiculous spin on what really happened to prove their own narrative, right? Just like in their eyes, there's no way I was ever good at Street Fighter. There's no way I was ever good at anything. Everything I've done, you know, it's just bullshit. They spin it in such a stupid way that that's not really what happened, right? But and they all believe it. That's the sad part, is they all believe it. So these people out there who want to suck me into their vortex of toilet shit, they want you to believe that I'm exactly the same as all the other horrible people out there who are just doing this to get over because they have no content. I'm not. In fact, just leave me alone, right? Literally, just leave me alone, right? I don't want to be involved with any of it. Okay. I have another shout out to do. There was a pause. What pause? What are you talking about? Is there a pause on the stream? I didn't see it. I received a $5 tip from the mysterious stranger. Thank you, mysterious stranger, for a $5 tip. I appreciate that. Yeah. Good to have you here for the final Fallout stream, because we're definitely beating it today. Thanks for being here all along. Okay. I said they want to suck me. Oh, they do. Oh, trust me, they want to suck me. They wish they could suck me. They wish they could suck me dry in every possible way. Because again, remember, they claim I'm a lolcow and they want to milk me. They want to suck every orifice for anything that would benefit them. True. It's absolutely true. The funniest part about that, I want to appear on a show called Lolcow Show or Lolcow Podcast as a lolcow farmer, and we milk the lolcows. You want to milk men? You're literally admitting you want to milk men. You just want to reach in there and start tugging and get whatever you could get, right? Wow. That's incredibly disgusting. You're a freak. To say that's, well, you see, we're good, we're better than them. No, you're not. You just said something incredibly gross and disgusting, and you're acting like it's something positive. You're a bunch of dudes that want to jerk off other guys for content. You literally are saying that publicly. You not understand that? Your entire show is that. Your entire show is just giving handies to lolcows. Good for you. Why not just call it the handy show? And you could all just give big circle jerks the whole show. And that, and just, just cover the walls with plastic and see splattering on the walls. That would be better than what you put out now, right? There you go. And you can put it on OnlyFans. You could charge even more. Yes, Marvel Rivals is just like Overwatch, Jade. It plays like literally exactly like it. You'll see tonight. Gross? Oh no. What I just described is nowhere near as gross as what the show actually is. That's the sad part. What I just described is not as gross as what they actually do on there every day. It's not. All right. I think it is time to end the show. And it is time to finish Fallout, shall we? I think it's time to wrap it up. All right. Thank you all for watching the Level 1 podcast. I feel a little better now than I did at the beginning of the show, for sure. I got to blow my nose again. That's why I'm trying to end it. But I do feel a little better. I think that everything's kicking in, the medicine and everything. I'm going to wrap it up here. And by the way, I owe you guys rewards, and we will do that first thing before we start with gameplay. We'll figure that out. Okay, guys? All right, thank you, guys. Great show. Try not to milk too many men today. Guys, just so you know, trying to milk people around you it's actually really disgusting. It's not like a funny thing to be celebrated. It's disgusting, just for the record. And I can't believe I have to say that, because some people are so dumb. They actually think that has to be like repeated, right? Like, wait, what? Yes, milking people, milking men is not a good thing. It is a certain kind of content. I don't think it's what they intended. But anyway, thank you for watching the show. Tomorrow, talk about how Fallout concluded. I'm sure we'll be talking about more Marvel Rivals, and hopefully I'll feel better tomorrow. We'll be able to have like a normal show. All right? All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Try not to get milked. See you tomorrow.